Let's do this. I am back. There's still popcorn in my mouth. My room is extremely messy and it's a metaphor for my life, so deal with it. I haven't made a video in a really long time because I suck at ideas and I just haven't, and I've been waiting to get my camera, which I have now, which you probably can't tell the difference that much, but if I look over there, it's like, because I actually have a viewfinder now. Long story short, I have a lot of video ideas for this year, but I don't like saying this year because that's kind of like too much to handle, but I got ideas so we can get on like a schedule type of thing and I will explain them as they go on. I'm just gonna shut up now. But not, because I have to finish recording the rest of the video. This video I wanted to make a little bit different. It's gonna be a little bit more serious and stuff that's been on my mind lately. I don't know. Just been thinking. I just wanted to talk about a couple of issues because the internet, oh the internet. Not just on the internet, it's off the internet too, but it's just, the internet is very interesting and I think that we all tend to forget a lot of things. So I wanted to talk about some. I don't even know what to call this. It's a venting session of some sorts, I guess, and hopefully encouragement. It's just my thoughts on things. If you are involved in the internet at all, you pretty much know that a lot of people have low self-confidence and a lot of people struggle with a lot, and that's kind of just teenagers in general, to be honest, but I've been there and so I understand, but I just wanted to like talk about that. And another thing that I'll talk about once we get there. Just in general, I've kind of noticed so much negativity towards people's selves, online and offline too. I'm not saying like joking wise, because I joke about it all the time. I like post funny things where I'm making fun of myself, but like there's a difference between a joke and like posting like I'm trash, I'm worthless, I'm ugly, blah 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 blah. And I just want to talk about like self-confidence, and because self-confidence isn't easy. It's obviously not easy, because if it was, then we would all be really confident. My mom said once on something else unrelated to self-confidence, but it relates to that. It didn't take you overnight to get to the place that you're at, so it's not gonna take you overnight to get out of that place. And I think that that's really something that needs to stick with you, because anything that's worthwhile is gonna take effort and it's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be worth it in the end. Now, I'm just gonna kind of say what happened with me, because I used to be like the most negative person ever, had the lowest self-confidence, and just, I was really sad and stuff, and this was like not even that long ago. This was like a couple months to a year ago. I just wanted to let you know that it's coming from somebody who understands. Didn't just wake up one day and was like, hey, I'm the most confident person ever. Like, there was other things involved, you know? This video is so all over the place. I don't even know how to put my words into what they are, so just please bear with me. The first thing that I've noticed that I would encourage you to do is to stop posting and saying it. I think that that's such an issue because we're constantly engraving in our minds by posting things and saying things that it's different. The difference between thinking something and letting it come out of your mouth, or letting it come into any form on social media, regardless of what it is. So if you're thinking, like, you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I really don't like what I see, that's one thing, but it's also another to post on social media or to say that you don't like what you see, because you are giving your mind, how do I word this? You're saying it and then feeding it to your mind, and it's like a constant cycle. It's constantly encouraging those negative thoughts, and that's probably the first step that I would say to work on. I really want to encourage you, if you are someone who struggles with self-confidence, to stop verbalizing it. That sounds harsh, but I'm not trying to be like, oh, just stop, because it's not easy to just stop, but it is a little bit easier, because I think that people forget that they have a choice in what they say and what they post. That's such a big issue with today's society, is like, we all think that we don't have choice, and we do. We all have a choice in what you say, what you post, what you think. You have a choice of what you think, and it's hard, but it's worth it. Working on not saying it is the first step. Then you can start working on not thinking it. And it's a lot easier to not think anything of yourself at all than to think positive thoughts. And that's something that I focused on. Working on pushing your attention to your surroundings, what you like to do, what's going on around you, how you're impacting people. Basically what I'm trying to say is that when you're not constantly focused on yourself or what you look like, you are able to take in the rest of the world around you, and you can fill your thoughts with things that don't have to do with yourself or your appearance or what you see in the mirror, because at the end of the day, the impact you make on the world is a lot more important than your reflection or the flaws that you see. It's because yeah, you might not think that you see anything good about yourself yet, but if you actually take in your surroundings and see the world around you, that can teach you a lot more about yourself than you think. And once you don't think anything of yourself, once you're not constantly flooded with negative thoughts, it's a lot easier to start saying positive things about yourself, start picking out things that you like, because when you look in the mirror, you're not focused on all of the flaws, and it's really overwhelming to see so many flaws and then try and pick what you like. So that's why I'm saying that it's easier to step back and to look in. That's the best way to really see yourself for what you are. Perspective is such a big thing with me, and that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. I actually watched a video made by Maria. She's a girl on YouTube. She makes beauty videos and she's really good, so I'll like link her somewhere. But she did a New Year's motivation, that's what it was. I'm sorry if I haven't been looking at the camera. That's really bad. Anyway, sorry. She said in her video, be someone who you would want to meet. That has really stuck with me. I just want to encourage you to be someone who you would want to meet. Be outgoing, be positive, enjoy what you do, find something that you love to do and pursue it with your heart as long as you're not hurting yourself or others. And be kind, be passionate, be funny. Just being those qualities that you would want to meet in someone, making that into yourself is one of the best feelings ever. You'll experience how it feels to feel like you like yourself. That makes sense. If you're working towards enhancing your own qualities that you would like to meet in another person, that's yourself. And if you would like someone like that, then you're gonna end up liking yourself when you are like that. Basically what I'm trying to say is to encourage you to be positive. Positivity isn't easily accomplished. It really isn't. It takes a really long time, but I do want to encourage you that you do have a choice. You have so much power over your thoughts, and you don't think that you do a lot of times, but you really do. I think that people tend to believe that they can't think good things because they're sad, and I am not saying that depression or anxiety or any of those things that you've been diagnosed with are easy to deal with, and I'm not dismissing that, and I don't want you to take that from this video because that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm not just saying that you can just turn off your emotions or turn off your thoughts, but I do think that there is a certain matter of effort that goes into positivity that is possible and it is achievable because things are so much more possible than you think. I didn't really realize that until later on, and it's something that you have to work on, and you will see the fruits of your effort. Being positive doesn't mean that your circumstances are great. That's not what positivity is about. Positivity isn't about everything around you going well and you being happy about it. It's you seeing the most out of everything that's going on around you, whether it's good or bad. Every situation has an outcome that will end up working together to piece the next situation. Nope, no sense at all. Also, another thing lately that I've been doing kind of recently is when I get really sad about things, I've been pouring it into art. And I just wanted to really encourage, I've used that word a lot, but it's encouragement, you to find something that you enjoy, find something that you really love to do. And it's crazy. You don't have to be the best at it. I'm not the best at art, but it's crazy how you can take your pain and pour it into something and make it into something beautiful. It's absolutely insane. And it's such a good method. It could be writing, it could be art, it could be videos, it could be gaming, it could be sports, it could be anything that's not hurting you or those around you. And honestly, putting your pain and really any feelings into something and being able to see good things come out of it is actually really, it's just a great feeling, and I really encourage that for people because you don't have to be the best at it. I'm not the best at art, and you don't have to be the best at what you do, but making the most out of what you do is really the big issue. And another couple points that I want to drive in are the fact that relationships and friendships are so temporary, and that sounds very, very pessimistic, but that's not what I mean at all. I'm saying that if this boy or this girl doesn't like you back and you're 15, 14, 13, 16, 17, 18, like I hate it because the internet is so, it's not even the internet. Like teenagers as a whole, we are so stuck on the fact that if these people don't like me, then my life is over, and that's not true. These people are so temporary. Obviously, yes, you're going to keep around those people that are truly going to stick with you, but if someone doesn't like you, that doesn't mean that everybody doesn't, and if someone doesn't like you back, that doesn't mean that you're going to be alone forever. It doesn't matter because these people are so temporary, and you're going to get to a point where you realize that you're extremely happy that you didn't end up with them, and maybe that's because you end up with someone else, and maybe it's because you've come to terms with yourself, and I'm not saying that you're going to be alone, But the ability to be confident in yourself and not dependent on other people is an amazing feeling, and it's something that you have to work towards, and it's something that you have to drive into your mind no matter how much you don't believe it. You are not dependent on people. And I'm not saying that you don't need people, but your happiness shouldn't be dependent on if a person likes you or not. And the thing is that it is really good to be cordial. Being cordial with people, I make a conscious effort to not dislike anyone. And I know that that sounds crazy, and I'm human, obviously. I'm not like an angel. I struggle, but making that conscious effort to not dislike people saves you so much time, so much effort. It's so great to not have a list of people that you hate. Even if they've wronged you, do something nice for them. It will kill them. You making that effort to not dislike them or to hold grudges against them speaks more about your character than it does about theirs. Yes, you're gonna get hurt by people. Yes, you're gonna encounter a lot of things that you don't like about people. I'm pretty sure everyone finds things that they don't like about people, but making the effort to let those things go and to not allow them to encompass your mind and make you bitter towards the world around you is something that is a quality that is good. And I was on a roll, but apparently not. Basically what I'm trying to encourage you to do is to let go of bitterness, and it's so hard. It's so hard. I'm like the most bitter person ever. It's really bad, actually. I hold on to a lot of things and I stuff them in, but being able to let them go and to allow yourself to realize that everyone is human, and just because they made a mistake doesn't mean that you didn't. Even if it wasn't a mistake, quote unquote, letting things go and forgiveness is so much easier said than done, but it's so much better than holding on to things. And I'm not saying that you should let people walk all over you or that you should let people take advantage of you, but I'm saying there's a difference between that and seeing good in people even when you think that they don't deserve to be seen as good. We all make a lot of mistakes and we tend to forget that, and even if they're different mistakes, it's best to, in my opinion at least, to try to see that it's okay that we all make mistakes. Our opinions shouldn't affect how you view someone, even though they do. They do, obviously, because everyone has different opinions and everyone is very consciously tied to those opinions, but try to keep in mind that someone's opinions and their actions belong to them as a person. They are not the walking opinions and actions. They are a human being who has feelings, whether it seems like it or not. I promise you they do. So yeah, my personal experience is to make that conscious effort to not dislike people, even though I'm still working on it and struggling with it. It's worth it, and I encourage you to do something nice for them, because that's like the best cure, is forcing yourself to do something nice for them. Nothing bad is gonna come out of that. If they hate you more, you're doing something nice. Like, you know that you're not doing anything wrong, and if they hate you for doing something nice, then that's where you leave the issue with them, but you don't make them the issue. I also want to touch on the fact that it's not being fake to do that. It isn't. There's a difference between being fake and acting like someone's your best friend and then going and talking a lot of smack behind their back. That's more into the fake scene, but being kind to someone and then making the effort to not talk smack behind their back, even if you don't like them, that's not being fake. That's just being the bigger person, and I would just encourage you to do so. Being nice is something that makes you feel a lot better about yourself. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, the impact you have on people and the way that you treat people and your kindness and how your passions and the things that you do for those around you and how you accept yourself, that is so much more important than how you look. When you leave, you may leave an imprint of how pretty you were or things like that, and I'm not saying that it's bad to feel pretty. It's great to have self-confidence about how you look, but it's not the most important thing, and the impact that you make on people. And when you do leave this world, how you look is not as important as how you changed people's lives and what you contributed to humanity as a whole, even if it's in small parts. I think that sometimes everyone gets stuck on changing the world, and sometimes it's more important to change someone's world rather than the entire thing. Work on people individually and you will see a bigger impact than if you just try to take it all on as a whole. And obviously it's really great to spread positivity as a whole, because that's something that's really good and I encourage that, but taking that extra time to talk to someone about what they're going through, or just hit them up with a really nice good morning or good night text, or just day text like, hey, I hope that you're doing well, hope you're having a good day. I have a friend that does that all the time, and it's honestly like the best thing ever. And the little things mixed with the big things is really what reflects on the fact that people really do care. Don't forget about yourself either, but what I'm kind of getting at is that when you do start to focus your attention on the things around you and what you're doing for people, you tend to get a lot out of it for yourself, which is weird. Also, don't forget to make sure that you think positive things about yourself as well. And I'm not saying to be prideful or to have a huge ego, but I used to mix up humbleness, is that the correct terminology, with self-loathing, and that's not true at all. You can like yourself and still be humble, and I just want to encourage you to find the best in others, but also find the best in yourself, and the things that you want to change, work on them, because you have a choice. That's all I really wanted to say about it. I hope that this video made sense to you. I don't know, I kind of just was talking all out of my mouth and letting the language come from, yeah. None of this was meant to be offensive or anything like that. I hope that no one takes it like that, because I just want you guys to love yourselves and people around you. So that's what I wanted to talk about. And I love you, and thank you for watching this, and I'll see you soon. So yeah, hope I didn't forget anything. Bye, love you.